I'm Major Connie Morris with the Salvation Army of Greenville, North Carolina, and you're watching the East Daily Download.
I like it. That's great. Let's do it.
Welcome to the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download.
I'm Anissa Sakile with the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download.
Welcome to the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download.
That's right.
This is the East Daily Download.
So let's get started.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I will be your tour guide on this very special Best of 2020 edition of the East Daily Download. Really excited to bring this to you. So we're going to do a few Best of episodes, and I have a note here from Lauren, the producer, what today's topic is. Below is info for the, okay, got it. Best of conversations with. Oh, that's great. That's when I sat down and talked and had interviews with people. And we're going to start out with Captain Jax. She wants me to talk about our visit and how much fun it was to lose to me. Okay, well that's in reference to the fact that at Captain Jack's Mini Golf in Greenville, we played mini golf. And that was, I think, in January. Yeah, this year being what it has been, you know, it's the mind plays tricks with you. So it was in January. Lauren and I did play a friendly game of mini golf. I did end up losing. It was close, but I did lose on the last hole. John, Bryson, and Anissa joined us on the adventure as well. It was a big team effort back when we could do those. And we sat down and talked to Jack and Kristen, the owners of Captain Jack's Mini Golf. Great people, great location, great family fun there. Plus, they have a pizza oven that they imported to cook pizza, make pizza there. So you can have a pizza made from Jack's recipe. And he's a good pizza cook. Even though he's not a big pizza fan himself, he knows how to make a mean pizza. So we talked about really why Captain Jack's came about, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that they were looking for affordable family fun. So it was a really good conversation. It was a really good time. I highly recommend that you go and check the place out. It is a lot of fun. It's decorated awesome. They also do a big Christmas decoration. They do different seasonal decorations. So check Captain Jack's Mini Golf out. And why don't we check out part of my interview with him right now.
Now downloading Conversations with.
You mentioned earlier parties. Let's talk about that just for a minute. So if I've got kids and I want to have a birthday party, I can host it here. How does that work?
We have one simple package. We have a party room. You rent it out for 2 hours. It'll cost you $60. We give you discounts, free items. All of our things are either discounted or free in that party package. And we don't hold you to any numbers. It really broke our hearts to think that a party, and if you had kids that were sick or couldn't show up, that you shouldn't be paying for that. Yeah. So that's, I think, what's significantly different in our party packages. We don't charge you for people who don't show up or things that you don't use. So we just keep tabs on what you use, square up at the end, and you're good to go.
Seems pretty simple.
It is very simple. You know, so we like to make it a relaxing process, because parties tend to be kind of traumatic and stressful, and so we try to minimize that.
What is it that you both love about what it is you do here?
Well, that's easy. The kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no question. Sitting up there talking to the kids, and they've all got a story. And I must be easy to talk to. So.
You are.
So
thanks, Jack.
All the little kids, you know, because we're on the same level. And and see, we just sit and talk, you know, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I would agree. The kids and the families, and to see and hear people laugh on our course, it's really phenomenal.
And speaking of that, how can people find you online in order to keep you busy?
Yes, we do have a website, so it's Captain Jack's Miniature Golf. You can visit our website. Okay. It goes through some pricing. It shows you pictures. It talks a little bit about our party room as well. So online, we do have a Facebook, social media, Facebook, Twitter accounts, which I have to admittedly not very familiar with. So,
we'll put that information up on the screen. It's okay.
So that is actually truly the social media is how people have heard about us and our website. and word of mouth.
Okay.
So the experience that people share and take with them, and that brings a lot of people.
Celebrate sounds of the season.
Christmas special.
Hey, we're back here on the very special Best of 2020 edition of the East Daily Download. Today we're talking about conversations with, the segment that I do for the show, where I sit down and have interviews with businesses or individuals that we're talking with on the show. So right now what we're going to do is transition to Painted Peacock. We went there twice this year. We went there before the pandemic hit. Actually, it was very, very shortly before that started. And we made these mascots for the show. This is Lauren's idea, and they're kind of supposed to be a little matchy-matchy. She did this one. It looks like the universe. It's really cool, actually. And then mine is tie-dye, and I don't know if I did this one properly. So we went back in the fall, and I was able to redeem myself with Oswald the turkey for Thanksgiving. Really like this. I remember making it and Lauren looking at me like I was crazy with the color scheme, but I think it turned out pretty well, actually. And she did actually do some finer touch-ups on it to help out a little bit. And it has my initials on it. I did not do, so I imagine Lauren did that. We talked with Susan, the owner, and Ashley, the manager at the Painted Peacock. And when we went back, we kind of talked about how their business had to transition and adjust to the pandemic, and their take-home kits, and how they really adjusted their business model to survive and in some ways thrive. So I think one of the things we've heard from a lot of businesses is we don't know if we could go back to the way it used to be, because they've adjusted their model. They figured out how to do some things a little bit more efficiently and effectively. So let's check out part of the conversation with Susan and Ashley from the Painted Peacock. Great place, great people. Let's check this out.
Now downloading Conversations with.
So Susie and Ashley, it's good to see you guys again.
You too. Good to see you too.
So we were here like February-ish about, and we had a nice lengthy interview and did a whole week's worth of shows. So anything new since then? What's
Nothing's changed too much.
Yeah. So obviously shortly after we were here, everything changed. So kind of let's walk through that process. You know, when the first wave of everything starts closing down, what happens? What goes through your, I mean, you know, as the manager and the owner, what's the process? Obviously there's a lot of, oh my, wait, what's happening kind of thing, but talk us through that and tell us, you know, what you did.
We had already offered pottery to go kits for large scale groups, and so as soon as we saw this come in and seeing things shutting down, we immediately started to create kits that were more for families, take home, smaller sizes. And so we put together kits that were really friendly for the kids, adults, just something to do if we were going to be stuck at home, because at that point we weren't entirely sure.
Yeah.
It was very quick when everything happened.
Yes.
So in a few days, we really had to come up with a plan to figure out how we were going to make it if, you know, things really got crazy, and it did. Yeah. So we were putting together kits.
And we had said if we sold a couple of them, that would be wonderful just before anything happens. And it turns out that they were pretty successful. And then we shut down for 5 weeks completely. We weren't selling anything.
And was that in March or April when you shut down?
Beginning of April.
Yep. Right kind of when everything shut down, we you know, decided that we wanted to do what was safe for the community and for our staff and everybody like that, and shut down until it was, you know, considered safe to reopen.
So we used that time to build our online store, because we had never really sold anything like these kits before. So
because you're more of like an in-store kind of place.
We're a place for gathering, which is everything you're not supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And we built our retail store online so that people were able to buy the kits and we could just deliver them curbside, so it was contactless and as safe as possible. And then when we reopened, it was strictly for those pottery to go kits. We weren't doing any in-studio seating.
Well, there's a lot of questions I can ask and follow up on this. how difficult, not just for the business, but just for you personally, when you're used to having this place full of people, and you are, I mean, you made a great point, you're a gathering kind of place. I mean, you're the one thing that you shouldn't be doing all of a sudden. So what kind of mental state does that put you in? Is it like, okay, how do we rethink the entire business?
Yeah. It was, wow. I mean, that is a big question, because it was just hard. It was
sleepless nights?
Oh, yes.
It was tough. It was exhausting, but in the best way, to try to figure out how we were going to make this work.
Hey, we're back here on a very special Best of 2020 edition of the East Daily Download. Today we are talking about conversations with individuals or businesses that we sat down and had to talk about their business or whatever it is that's going on that they really wanted to get the word out about. We've already talked about Captain Jack's and the Painted Peacock. Next up is going to be one of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorites, but this one has a special place in my heart, which is Extreme Action Park in Shakawinity. Talked to Denise, who's one of the owners, and the reason it's so special to me is because if you've watched the show at all before, you know that I have a bit of an obsession with roller skating, old style quad roller skating, because I grew up doing it. And I thought to myself, I didn't realize that I was doing this today, otherwise I would have brought my skates in with me to be as a showpiece, kind of like these are from the Painted Peacock. But I did manage to find pictures from our outing, and let's see here. These are a pair of socks that I was able to pick up there, which have little roller skates on the socks. That's pretty meta, isn't it? Skates on the socks. And yeah, we got to spend some time there. We did, what did we do? We did the go-karts. We did skating, we sat down and had a conversation, we played the arcade games. So we had a really good time out there, and this was right before the pandemic hit. It was actually the last set of shows before we took a break when the pandemic hit. And I got to spend my birthday there. They gave me a birthday cake, so we talked about all kinds of things about their go-karts, their skating, and I got really deep into the conversation with Denise about the skating, particularly because that's really my love here. So why don't we check out part of the interview from Extreme Action Park with Denise.
Now downloading Conversations with...
How long have you guys owned this place?
Almost 15 years now.
Almost 15. Mm-hmm. And what kind of things have evolved or changed during that time?
Since we have taken over the skating rink, we've also added go-karts, we've added additional party rooms, enlarged the snack bar area, and added a bounce house. So we've been busy.
So this particular floor that we're sitting on is relatively newly.
Yes.
Explain what happened to the floor and what you did to it.
Well, every so often you have to do skate floor maintenance. Okay. And this is the year that we decided to paint the floor, okay, put a clear coat on it, and it gives it a nice grip.
Okay.
And it looks a lot better, so.
The DJ booth. Let's talk about the DJ booth. Mm-hmm. How does that work here? Because the DJ booth is really where all the action that makes everything happen out here really takes place. Right. So do you have like, you know, one of the professional DJs coming in from Vegas on the weekend? Oh, okay.
Me.
So how does the DJ booth work? How does that setup work nowadays?
We have a playlist that we play during each session.
Okay.
It's geared toward what the session is. If it's an afternoon session, a night session. Okay. We'll play different types of music.
A lot of Taylor Swift.
We take all kinds of requests if you want me to play Taylor Swift.
I didn't say I did. I'm just saying I've heard a lot of Taylor Swift being played. Not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way. It's just your preference. Do you, okay, so there's different playlists. Mm-hmm. Do you take requests?
Yes,
okay.
We do. We do requests. We do birthday shout-outs. We also do the races.
Right.
And the hokey pokey, of course.
I was going to ask about that. Now, don't you also have some game that...
We call it pick a number.
Yes, I've seen that.
We roll the dice.
It's a big die, isn't it? It comes out on the floor and you move that around, then is it rolling? You go to...
Right, there's numbers located all around the ring.
Those.
You pick a number, we roll the dice. If we roll your number, you have to leave the floor.
Okay, so it's basically eliminating people, and then a small group of people get to stay out.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, actually. Is there anything else that you want to let everybody know at home, like maybe a website address, where specifically you're located, how to get in touch with you guys, a phone number, any of those kind of really important information pieces?
Our website is extremeactionpark.net. You can find us on Facebook. You can call us, 252-946-6076. My name is Denise Vick. I'll be glad to help you with anything you need.
Well, Denise, thank you so much for hosting us out here. We really appreciate it. This is great. This is awesome. Okay, come out to Extreme Action Park. Enjoy yourself. Bring the whole family. Bring your friends. Bring everybody. Have a party. She'll help you. She'll get you hooked up with that.
Now downloading Conversations with...
So you've got all the monitors, you got all the video games, you get Xbox, you got like PlayStation.
PlayStation, Wii, virtual reality.
Yeah, I mean, so you got a little something for everybody in here. I'm guessing that a lot of adults get sucked into this just as easier, if not easier, than
we've
kids.
been to parties and they say, okay kids, time for you to go. You got the first hour. We paid for the second hour for the adults. Yes, it happens.
So how long has the virtual reality been part of it? Has it been from the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning, because we heard a lot of people talking about the virtual reality. So from the beginning, and we went to GameStop?
Yeah.
And they was telling us that was like one of the #1 things in, and they weren't in, so we had to have it special order so we could have it before we started.
That's popular, I'm guessing?
Yes, it's real popular.
About the event center, let's talk about the event center. Tell everybody about your event center, where it's located and what goes on there.
Okay, it's located 406 Southwest Greenville Boulevard, right across from Brown and Wood. We do free dance classes Mondays and Thursdays and Tuesdays, and people have Bible study there.
So can people rent it out?
Yes, and what we do to offset when we give back to the community, so we can offset it and be able to have it. People rent it for baby showers, 50th birthday parties, business meetings, church have, like I said, Bible study and different things like that.
They rent it, but there's no catering involved. They have to do their own catering?
Yes, they do their own stuff.
Okay.
It's seeing the people happy, seeing them smile, seeing them making their kids happy, being able to satisfy, being able to give back to the community. Because my main thing from the beginning, I told him, I know how it was for me coming up and how I wanted things and my parents couldn't do them for me. So 50% of the stuff I give when my husband's not looking.
Tell everybody where the 2 locations are.
Okay, we have 2 indoor bounce party centers. One is in Winterville, 4816 Old Tar Road in Winterville, and then we have another location in Golden East Crossing Mall in Rocky Mount.
Okay.
Or if you don't have Google and you don't have Facebook, you can reach us at 252-367-7444.
What was that number one more time?
252-367-7444.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want the people at home to know about any of New Look's businesses?
If they haven't tried us, they need to try us.
I think that's a perfect place to leave this interview. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download, special Best of 2020 edition, Conversations with. So we have spent time in this episode talking to Captain Jax, Painted Peacock, Extreme Action Park, and just now New Look Bounce and Party with Sheila. Loved the conversation with Sheila. She is an incredible person. She is nonstop, and she has ideas, and she executes those ideas. She's really somebody to admire and look up to. We've had plenty of other conversations throughout the course of the year as well, from Allison Andrews, a good friend of mine who has a children's book out, Mark from the Raleigh Road Drive-In, our time we spent at Furniture Distributors. We had plenty of great interviews, and it's been a privilege this year to do them. You know, I was thinking though, as far as New Look goes, because New Look was a great time. It was John's birthday shows we did, and honestly, throughout the year, they were my favorite shows. They were just something about them that was so much fun. And I have, again, I don't have a big bouncy house inside here, but I have some pictures that we took, and this is John and Bryce, who's behind the camera right now, when we were out there. And this is a great picture of Bryce right here, stuck in the bouncy house with the camera. And it was John's birthday. And he sat down to do this picture where it said party and just try to look all sad about it. So, you know, we had a great time out there. We shot 3 shows, did the interview in the mobile gaming unit with Sheila. That was a lot of fun. That's a really impressive unit as well. Okay, so that's going to do it for today's episode. Had great conversations, relived some great memories. So check back tomorrow. We're going to have another best of. I think you'll like that one as well. So have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode here of the East Daily Download, everybody.
Tomorrow on the East Daily Download, it's Tuesday. We'll take a look at an East Daily Download original. Join us tomorrow for the East Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina's CW.